All right, I am unboxing a deck from my wish list. I actually did not look up when this is, okay, here it is. This was released in 2021. I actually don't know how to say this. Tarot Nuages by Nieben. One name, like Prince. Oh man, I've been just weird this past week. My energy is weird. Everything's weird. So this is a mass market deck. I got this. Oh no, actually, I don't think that's where I got it, but I do believe it's US Games. Yes, this is US Games Incorporated. I could have had a discount. Oh well. So I saw somebody sharing their favorite quirky decks. I can't remember the YouTube creator, actually. I wish I did remember who it was. Alright, and this is also wrapped in plastic. I'm trying to be careful. Alright. So I've been ordering decks for the Tabby Carta 2026 awards, but these are not that. Sometimes I have to get stuff for myself too. Not that I didn't get the Tabby Carta ones for myself. I did. Okay, I'm excited. This one's weird as hell. Let me see, actually, what the guidebook says, like, what the influences are. In the town of Nuages, towers and palaces rise up from the clouds in the sky. Strange legends are told. I lost my place. The different creatures and people who live there. Nuages, again, I'm probably saying this messed up, has its own culture and nobility, its own mythical creatures, monsters, and demigods. Okay, this is gonna be badass. Based on early 16th century Western Europe, the town was placed between our world and another far away. Since that, it's developed its own unique way, having few and rare visitors from the outer worlds. The town of Nuages has its own tarot deck with its traditions and its inhabitants depicted in the cards. The deck continues the tradition of the Tarot Marsale. Okay, so this will be my first Tarot Marsale deck. Actually, no, I had one before, but I didn't end up keeping it. So I lied. The tradition of Tarot Marsale, having taken it as the source of inspiration since the times when the town was a part of our world. Through the ages, the odd creatures have found their place in the tarot, becoming minions for the different suits. The wands, connected with the fire element, is followed by eager goblins and spirits of fire called imps. The chalices, whose element is water, attract penguins, creatures of ocean and ice, and tender fairy pixies. The suit of swords and the air element is illustrated by grim, ponderous creatures that inhabit the upper floors and rooftops of Nuages. I'm enjoying this intro. By the way, way too much. I feel like I'm stoned, and I'm not. I could be. No, I'm kidding. They are warlike and enduring gargoyles. Yo. And the coins referring to the earth element and productivity become associated with mushrooms and bees. Oh my god, I love mushrooms and bees. The historical figures from different ages and 4 different noble families form the court cards, with each family representing its archetypical suit. The mighty demigods formed a pantheon of what we are used to calling the major arcana. Cool. For example, the clown Margot is depicted as the fool, and the Loratress, the powerful entity, is known as the High Priestess card. I don't know how to pronounce a lot of this. My apologies. These references are due to the powers, personalities, and deeds of demigods. I'm sorry. I'm like finding this whole thing like so much fun. I'm so glad I got this. Which show them aligned with those cards, meaning there's obviously a strict connection, but there's no surprise in a small closed world full of strange energies and entities. I just want to see how long this intro is. The idea for the Tarot Nuages deck started several years ago when I was first introduced to tarot itself. I had seen many decks, included the famous Rider-Waite, At the same time, I was fascinated by the original old Marseille style decks with their simple images using the essence of old times. I like the modern decks, but I always consider the Tarot of Marseille and the historic source as the historic source of all tarot decks. Sorry. As time passed, the idea of combining old and new began to take shape. The ideas developed into what became the Tarot Nuages, whose name and concept itself pay tribute to the Marseille decks. So I'm not going to keep going because then it's going to end up crazy long. But wait, I want to keep this in where I left off. I'm going to take this in. And I love that it's like this, I don't know, is it a pig dog? I thoroughly enjoyed the flip through. I saw like, I was like, I'm like, say less. Okay. The High Priestess and the Star are my favorite cards. If you watch my videos, I've said this too many times. See what it says. The High Priestess's name is Loratrice. She is serenity incarnate, full of mysticism and insight. She looks inside souls with wisdom and calmness. Her eyes are full of knowledge. The moon above her symbolizes intuition and understanding the subconscious. She holds a sacred book. Black and white columns behind her represent contrasting dualities, dark and light, day and night, man and woman, life and death. I go into the meaning of the High Priestess in my tarot for beginners, by the way, in my group Tarot, Art, and Spellcraft. So there's a little more to it than that, but yeah. Meaning, intuition, the unconscious motive, serenity, wisdom, virtue, analytic mind, empathy. And then it has reverse too. Okay, so it tells us the characters and the meanings and the reverse meanings. I like that book. That's pretty badass. I love these creepy images so much. One they had in their quirky decks was Deviant Moon, and it didn't resonate with me back then. I kind of want to give it another shot. I think Marseille is known for having 3 people in the levers. I forget how to read. I don't know if I ever did learn how to read Marseille. These are interesting. I'll learn today. Or not today, but you know what I mean. That's a cool hermit. I love the stockings. Badass. The creatures are so weird, but I love it. I'm here for it. I love this death card. This is one I remembered from the flip through that I was like, something about him is just like joyous and creepy and silly to me. I don't know. Sometimes things make me giggle that are just strange. And I can't explain it. This is a cool star card. There's a mushroom. This is a very cool rendition of the moon card. Oh, I love this. Where it's people coming from the graves. The world. I think they said that the wands were goblins, right? I'm so glad I got this. This is so silly. I think this will like fill my like void of things that like don't come for me. But like Deviant Moon isn't like an aesthetically pretty deck. It's a cool deck. It's a weird deck. That's what this is. It's not what you would consider a quote unquote pretty deck. It's cool and it's weird. And sometimes I like that. That's a good depiction. That's cool. I'm seriously so glad I got this. This is a lot of fun. Oh, this is cool. Oh, cute. How freaking cute. I love that most of it was so creepy, and then you add the penguins and it becomes like adorable. I don't know why I thought Marseille decks had extra cards. Unless I like just zone somehow. I don't see that so far. Or maybe I'm thinking of something else. I know the Rider-Waite system well. I've been kind of learning how to read with Toth cards. I finally got a couple topics. I actually have one coming Saturday too that, what the hell is it called? Navigating the Mystic Seas or something. And I had to. And I think it's like an older deck. Like maybe published in the 90s. This is really badass. Loving the gargoyles. I see why it's saying it's like Marsale influence though, because Marsale decks tend to be like pip decks where, let me get an example. I'll bet you Eight of Wands had it and I am not recalling. I don't know how to explain a pip deck. I guess like this. The Eight of Swords would be a picture of Eight of Swords, you know? But this has more detail to that. But I can see some of this. And some of the cards, no, I guess it wouldn't be pip-ish. It's too detailed to be pip. I think this deck is like what I wanted Deviant Moon to be to me. You know, like I really, really, really wanted to love Deviant Moon for the weird, creepy, oh my god, I really love this. I really, really, really wanted to love Deviant Moon so much. But I love this. Look at the bees. They look crazy. Wow. The sadness there. These are so creepy, but so cute at the same time. I love this so much. Like, this is kind of pippish with some detail. Where it has, like, 7 coins, and there's not much more going on. But there is. I don't know. That's what Marsale is like. I have to look up after whether Marsale typically does have extra cards other than the 78 standard. I know Toth has 80, I want to say. But most cards are Rider-Waite-Smith themed. Or, I'm not sure if I said that right. Yeah. And the town, wait. Oh, so there's an extra card in this, the town. What's that one? I need to flick it aside like that. Da-da. Hopefully it's last so I can find it quickly and not take up too much time. Oh. Yeah, the town. The town is an extra card depicting the town of Nuages shortly after its founding. It adds a decorative element to the deck, but if one wants to use it in readings, the meaning is one's own world, stable and secure, a place for fantasy and rest, the walls that define and defend. Nice. I really like it too. All right, that was me scratching an itch. I just wanted to share that deck with you.